If a person cannot make money and cannot hold on to money either, then most of the time the real problem is not just income. The real problem is that they do not truly understand money. Think about this for a moment. Would having $50,000 in savings count as being wealthy? Objectively speaking, it depends on who is looking at it. To some people, $50,000 might only be enough for a decent car. To others, it could be the down payment on a modest home in a lower-cost city, and to a high earner, it may not seem like a life-changing amount at all. But in real life, having $50,000 saved is already far more significant than many people think. Social media has distorted the way people see money. Spend enough time online and you begin to feel as if $10,000 is nothing, as if everyone is driving luxury cars, taking expensive vacations, and making big money with no effort. It starts to feel normal, but that is not normal life. That is a filtered version of life. For many ordinary families, $50,000 in savings is not small. It can represent security, breathing room, and the ability to survive uncertainty without falling apart. Let's make it even more concrete. Suppose you earn $4,000 a month, and after rent, food, transportation, bills, and daily expenses, you manage to save $500 each month. That means you save $6,000 a year. To reach $50,000, you would need more than 8 years of steady discipline. And that is assuming life goes smoothly. No major illness, no family emergency, no unexpected layoff, no expensive repairs, no sudden setbacks. But life is never that smooth, and that is exactly the point. The years in which we can steadily earn money are limited, and our best earning years do not last forever. So if someone can save a meaningful amount over time, that is not something small. It is the result of consistency, sacrifice, and self-control. The problem is that many people never build respect for money because they were taught to chase income, but never taught to manage what income becomes. That is why so many people stay trapped by money for their entire lives. It is not always because they earn too little. Sometimes, it is because their understanding of money is too shallow. They never develop the habits needed to direct money, use money, and keep money under control. They treat earning as the only goal, but they never learn how to deal with what they earn. In the end, they either fail to keep wealth, or they become controlled by the very money they worked so hard for. And they live in a constant state of financial anxiety, always feeling behind, always feeling not enough. The truth is, changing your financial life does not always begin with complex strategies, advanced investing, or secret opportunities. Sometimes it begins with 2 simple habits. The first habit is this: treat money as a tool, not as the goal. Most people quietly turn money into the final answer to life. They believe that once they reach a certain number, everything will finally make sense. So they keep chasing. When they make $10,000, they want $100,000. When they make $100,000, they want $1 million. When they reach one goal, the next one immediately appears. Desire keeps moving the finish line, and they never feel settled. But money was never meant to be the meaning of life. Money is a tool. It is supposed to help you build a life. It is supposed to buy you time, stability, choices, freedom, dignity, and peace. It is supposed to support the life you actually want to live. If all you ever do is chase the number, then the number will own you. People who make money their ultimate goal are often restless, exhausted, and never satisfied. No matter how much they earn, they still feel poor inside, because their standard keeps changing, their comparisons keep rising, and their hunger never really ends. But people who see money as a tool think differently. They ask better questions. Instead of asking, how can I make more just to feel better? They ask, what kind of life do I want, and how can money help me protect it? That is a very different mindset. One mindset turns money into a master. The other turns money into a servant. And the difference between those 2 mindsets changes everything. The second habit is this: every dollar you spend should either create value or strengthen your future, not simply disappear into empty consumption. Spending is not the problem. Thoughtless spending is the problem. Everyone spends money, but not all spending is equal. Some spending builds your future. Some spending only feeds a craving. Buying something you do not need just to impress people who do not care is consumption. Paying to learn a skill that increases your value in the marketplace is investment. Spending money on nights out that leave you with nothing but fatigue, regret, and a lighter wallet is consumption. Spending money to build meaningful relationships, expand your thinking, or access better opportunities can be value. Impulse purchases made to soothe stress are consumption. Spending that improves your health, your focus, your knowledge, your work, or your long-term stability is value. That is where the gap in financial outcomes often begins. It is not always about how much people earn. Often, it is about what their spending habits reveal. Every purchase is a vote. It reflects what you care about, what you prioritize, and what kind of future you are quietly building. People who truly understand money do not ask only, "Can I afford this?" They also ask, "What is this doing for my life? Does this make my future stronger, or does it simply make me feel good for a moment?" That one question can save people years of financial drift. Because real financial growth is often hidden inside ordinary decisions. The lunch you keep buying without thinking, the subscription you never use, the emotional shopping after a hard day, the desire to look successful before becoming stable. These things seem small in the moment, but repeated over months and years, they quietly shape your life. On the other hand, small wise decisions compound too. Learning a useful skill, building an emergency fund, paying off debt, buying time back, improving your health, protecting your focus, surrounding yourself with people who raise your standards. These choices do not always look glamorous, but they build the kind of life that can actually hold wealth. That is why truly financially mature people often look less flashy than the internet would suggest. They may not always look rich, but their lives are more stable. Their money works harder, their stress is lower, their choices are wider. They are not just earning, they are directing. In the end, small wealth often comes from hard work. Mid-level wealth often comes from discipline and accumulation. Great wealth often involves timing, leverage, and opportunity. That is reality. Not everyone is born with advantages. Not everyone starts with family money. Not everyone will catch a once-in-a-decade wave, enter the perfect industry at the perfect time, or stumble into life-changing luck. But almost everyone can still do something meaningful. Most people can work hard in their own field. Most people can become more useful, more reliable, and more skilled. Most people can slowly build savings, reduce chaos, and make better financial decisions. Most people can create a life that is far more stable than the one they are living now. That may not sound dramatic, but it matters. Because escaping financial panic is already a major victory. Building savings is already a major victory. Learning how to use money without becoming ruled by money is already a major victory. A clear understanding of money does not mean worshiping it. It means respecting it. It means knowing what it can do, what it cannot do, and how easily it can disappear when your habits are weak. So if you want to change your financial life, start here. Do not just focus on earning more. Learn to understand money more deeply. Treat money as a tool, not the final goal. Make your spending create value, not just temporary pleasure. If you can do those two things consistently, your financial life will begin to change in ways that are bigger than you expect. Because in the end, many people are not trapped because they make too little. They are trapped because they never learned how to think clearly about money. And once your understanding changes, your choices change. Once your choices change, your habits change. Once your habits change, your future changes. That is the beginning of real financial freedom.